Here's another myth about personal injury claims. Hey, I'm attorney Will Alexander, an injury attorney right here in the CSRA. My attorney can tell me how much my case is worth on day one. If anybody you meet with can tell you what your case is worth by just looking at an accident report or talking to you, it's just frankly not honest. An injury attorney can't look into the future. I can't look into the future and tell you what injuries you have, how valuable your case is. There's so many different factors that play into the value of a case or what it's worth. If you just look at the surface level of what happened, there's no way that I could tell you what a case is worth. What I always tell folks is, number one, this isn't a blank check. I'm not gonna retire off this case, neither are you. Number two is that I can't tell you what your case is worth. It just wouldn't be appropriate for me to look at 3 or 4 documents to talk to you about your case in the initial meeting and say, hey, we can definitely get X amount, right? What I can tell people is that I'm gonna treat you fairly. I'm gonna treat you like a part of my family to fight for you the best we can. Carson and I are gonna put everything we have into representing you the best that we can and making sure that we get you treated fairly. What that number is or what that settlement is or a verdict potentially, I don't know that, and nobody else can tell you that either. And so it's not an appropriate time in that first meeting to talk about what your case is worth. That has to do with the significance of your injuries. What are your medical bills? What are your lost wages? How has this accident impacted your life? And you can't look at anything. It's so complex in what the value of an injury case is that you just can't talk about that, or there's no way to say what your compensation is going to be out of a claim in that initial meeting, or quite frankly, even until you're done with treatment, until we can get a full picture on how this injury accident has impacted your life. And so that's a big myth that's out there. I mean, obviously everybody's concerned about how is this going to impact my life, if I'm going to be able to get my medical bills paid. The thing that I always tell people is that we're going to make sure you're treated fairly. We're going to make sure that we do everything we can for you. I don't have a magic wand. Carson doesn't have a magic wand. Can't just make stuff happen. But we're going to be here to fight for you. We're going to make sure that you get treated fairly. We're going to communicate with you as best we can and keep you updated with what's going on and make you understand and help you understand, frankly, how the process works. And so that's what we're here for. I think it's so important to understand that nobody can tell you that. It's not just me saying that. It's just not reality. You can't predict the future on what's going to happen with a case, and the only thing that we can do is fight for you, and that's what we're going to do.
Brought to you by the Law Office of William Alexander, fighting for justice, protecting your rights.